What is up, everyone?
What up?
Hey, guess what?
What?
Wait, you don't know what's happening?
Okay, let's just get to it. This is the go-to one-year review of Prime Inc.
That's right. The one and only. Hopefully, it helps you answer that big question. Now, here comes the money. Consider that this is for a solo operator lease in the refrigerated division of Prime from the first week of October through the first week of July. Now, during that period, total revenue came in just north of $184,000.
And during that same time, the total driving distance included 79,159 miles, with an average of 1,978 miles per week, with a total revenue per mile of $2.33.
Now consider if to those months there wasn't any driving, the average actually jumps up to about between 23 and 2,500 miles per week for that same period. Now, there's an additional metric I just want to mention, and that's the revenue per mile that only considers line haul. That number came in at a very consistent $1.80 per mile.
And the total expenses per mile during that same time period were $1.47, including fuel at a rate of about $1 per gallon because of Prime's fuel guarantee program. So let's talk about money in the bank. So the total revenue is 85 cents per mile, which is $67,454 in the bank.
So we can annualize this and normalize it for a 5-day work week. Those numbers, Matt and I did the math, and it comes out to
$82,000.
Now that $82,000 does not consider the lease completion bonus, which came out to about $6,000. In order to make sense of just how good Prime's CDL program and driver training is, a great place to look is at Prime's year-over-year revenue growth,
which stands at almost 8%.
Right, and that growth rate is accomplished without cutting back on safety.
Right, Prime's weekly DOT safety inspections pass at double the rate of the industry average, which is right around 70%.
Exactly.
So with no CDL driving experience at all, Prime will get you into a hotel for orientation. They'll give you 3 meals a day, and then you'll spend 2 to 3 weeks or more preparing for your CDL skills and road test. They offer a multitude of educational videos, simulation driving, backing maneuvers on their training pad, and over-the-road driving with a certified Prime trainer.
Right, so that pad has lines, cones. It's separated from the main road so that you can carefully, safely, and confidently get those skills.
Right. Yeah, Prime has 30,000 mile trainer and trainee driving requirement, also known as TNT, where you're going to get real road experience under the direct supervision of a trainer on the same truck.
This number used to be 50,000 miles, and it seems to go back and forth every few years.
And while you can upgrade into your own truck after 30,000 miles of combined TNT driving, it's not uncommon for drivers to choose resuming their real-world training experience for an additional 10, 20, or 30,000 miles.
So basically, Prime helps you set your own individual bar, because while there might be some friendly peer competition, you're really set up to compete against yourself to see how well you want to do.
Final judgment.
Right, yes, the final judgment is here. And so let's cut straight to the chase and start with the cons.
They do not just take anyone.
That's true. They are going to pull your MVR, your motor vehicle record. They're going to ask for references, I think going back 3 years. So, whether you were working for, a family member at some sort of family-run company, or if you were volunteering, or if you were a W-2 employee working
or you were the pharmacy operations manager.
They're going to ask for that information, and they're going to verify. They're not just going to take anybody.
They want receipts.
For me, I think the biggest one is the duration of time. The time it takes to complete, orientation, then PSD, and then TNT.
Right, and during that orientation or interview process that is unpaid, so that's also a bit tough. You do get a $200 weekly loan. They do put you up in a hotel and whatnot, but it's still...
And they'll feed you as well.
They'll feed you, right? Yeah. It's still kind of hard.
There's a shuttle that takes you to the training and all that good stuff, but it's not until you pass your CDL exam. Once you pass your CDL exam, then that's when you become an employee, and that's when you begin making your $900 a week in training pay. But the training,
30,000 miles.
Yeah, and that could take 6, 7, 8 weeks, if not more,
on the truck with a new person, a stranger. Not in my case, but most people.
To draw a comparison, you've got other programs out there, or other companies like Swift, and if I had to analogize, with physical training, like personal training or whatever, Swift, they'll get you in a truck in a few weeks, 2, 3, I think, weeks. To me, that's more like you get home from work and you kind of just want to get your blood pumping, you eat dinner, and then you go out for your evening walk where you're kind of punching the air with your arms and you're walking really fast. Whereas Prime's program, it's like the whole 9 yards. Like, you got personal training, plus you're doing CrossFit like twice a week, and then you're training for a marathon. What I'm trying to say is that, Prime their training program is long, it's intense, it's going to hold you accountable, but it can be a con.
Right, but for all of those cons, there are that many more pros.
I agree. So you go first.
To play off of the long training period, although it takes time, it's very, it's very complete. It's very thorough.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I was thinking. It's extremely thorough. They allow you to set your own bar because there's a lot of friendly competition among the new people you meet, the classmates and the classmates and friends that you make, but you're really competing against yourself. They let you set the bar. If you want to be on your trainer's truck for 100,000 miles, have at it. Another pro is the pay. As far as any similar sized company out there in the industry, Prime is one of the top paying companies, especially when it comes to training. $900 a week, that comes to about $47,000 a year if you annualize it for 52 weeks. It's also great for a brand new truck driver. We talked about this earlier in the video. You can make upwards of $85,000 a year. And if you go in a tanker, you'll get even more.
They have some very nice facilities as well for training.
The facilities,
are top notch. Yeah, the training program, right? The pads, the simulators. It's all pretty great.
And the people too. Everyone. The people are coming from all walks of life. I had 2 trainers. One was like a borderline pro skateboarder turned golfer, and then another trainer that was a former retired Navy chief and former lawyer. And so it's. You get the whole gamut. It's just, it's not just the one trucker stereotype that, you see on Saturday Night Live or some shit.
No, and they have that matching program, which I have to believe, at least from my experience, is pretty good. My PSD trainer was very chill, in my opinion, compared to some things I've seen. Very hands-off, very let's see what you're capable of, and then, let you demonstrate and then make corrections if necessary, which was really, really cool for me because I learn well like that. So
all in all, what would you say?
is this like a 2 thumbs up or a 4.5 out of 5 stars?
There you have it.
Yeah.
As always, stay tuned, subscribe, throw in a couple comments, stay safe out there, obviously, and as always,
Tomorrow's a new day.
Exactly. Take care.